Corey Davies, your new Director of Security at Jackson Local Schools. Prior to this position, I had the privilege of being an Ohio State Highway Patrol Trooper for 29 years. My new job is to ensure that you have a safe and secure learning environment. We'll do this by establishing and supporting safety protocols. Everyone has ownership in school safety on our campus. Your role in school safety is to follow the protocols and communicate to your teachers, principals, and security team any concerns you have that may impact your safety. Our IDs are important. They need to be worn on the outside of your clothing and visible every day so we can quickly identify who is supposed to be on campus. People on campus without IDs will be challenged and dealt with. During the school year, you will be trained on how to react in an emergency. These training sessions are important and should be taken seriously. They will help you in a case of an emergency. Our clubs and teams train every day for their performances. We must do the same. Remember, we don't rise to the occasion, we fall to the level of our training. We all want to continue with our safe learning environment here at Jackson Local Schools, so you can learn and interact with your teachers and fellow students. You are the most important aspect of school safety. If you have any safety information, whether it's a safety concern or an idea to help, please communicate with your teachers, principals, or the security team via the tip line, or just stop us in the hall and let us know. All information is valuable. We all have a responsibility to own our school safety.
Although you may enjoy wearing hats and hoodies and sunglasses, these items pose a security risk and are against the school dress code policy. That policy states, items which obscure your identity, such as hats, bandanas worn to cover the entire head, sunglasses, hoods on hooded apparel, and other headwear are not permitted to be worn in the building during the school day. Head coverings for religious purposes are permissible. Surveillance videos are used by school administrators many times each week, usually to locate a student. Take a look at this video. Imagine you are one of our assistant principals and you need to identify if there's an adult in this group of students. What do you think? Are all of these individuals students? The reason that hats and sunglasses and hoodies are not allowed in our schools is because it's really hard to know who is under the headwear. So in this test, one of the individuals was Ryan Lucas, a custodian here at the high school. So let's remember to take off our hats, take off our sunglasses, and lower our hoodies before we enter the school building. It's really for everybody's safety.
Remember, once the school day begins, everyone must enter the school through the main entrance, 1E, and check in at the security desk. Do not open any other doors or prop open any doors for a student, even if they are your friend or teammate. If you see someone walking around the building without an ID badge or visitor's badge, report that information immediately to a staff member. It is up to all of us to keep everyone safe. Do your part, Jackson High School. If you see something, say something.
It is important to understand that as a school, we are responsible for your safety. That means that we need to know the time in which you enter the building and the time when you leave. If you're here all day long, we do that through normal attendance. Your teachers will take attendance and we're documenting that you're here in the building 1st through 8th period. However, if you show up late, it's imperative that you sign in at the attendance office and you document what time you're entering. And if you need to leave the building early, or if you have an early dismissal, you need to have your parents call the attendance office or bring in a note and turn it in first thing in the morning in the attendance office. Then when it's time for you to leave, you come down at your designated time, you come down to the office, you sign out in the attendance office before you leave the building. These procedures and protocols are extremely important for us being able to keep you safe.
Hey guys, I'm kind of tired. I really want to go home, so I think I'm just gonna leave. Yep, just leave. It's sixth period, and my teacher, she'll never know that I'm gone.
You'll get a detention for that, though.
Yeah, it's breaking the rules. It's fine, she'll never know. But it's not safe. It's fine. She'll never know I'm gone.
It is imperative that when you're here at school, you never cut class or leave the building without authorization. Because when you are here, you are in our care and custody. That means that we are responsible for your safety. Teachers taking attendance and the act of you signing in and out of the building is how we are able to know where you are so we can keep you safe. All right. Thanks for coming in. We appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I heard you left campus today.
Yeah, I left after sixth period.
Yeah. Unfortunately, right after, your parents called in and they were concerned. They wanted to know where you were, and we didn't have an answer for them. That caused a little bit of a panic situation.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
why you can't leave school unauthorized, and you got to make sure you sign in and out if you're going to leave the building.
Okay.
So unfortunately, it's going to be a 4-hour detention on a Friday as a consequence.
Okay.
Please don't do that again.
I won't.
All right, thank you.
This graphic shows the Jackson Local School District alert system. In the event of any emergency threatening one of our school buildings, one of these alerts will be initiated. An internal threat, when there's a threat inside the building. External threat, when there's a threat near but outside the building. Shelter in place, used when an undetermined threat may be imminent. Evacuation, used when there's a need to evacuate the building. And tornado warning, when there's a tornado. Keep in mind that this alert system is designed to alert students and staff to many different types of emergency events. Ideally, an alert will be initiated when the threat is still quite low, thus giving you time to get to a safe place as soon as possible. It's very important that you familiarize yourself with all of these alerts so that you know them. It's also important that from time to time, you think about how you would respond if you were confronted with a threatening situation. Just like in sports, you have to practice mentally before you play. So let's review these alerts in a little more detail. When you hear the shelter in place alert, return to the school building and go back to your classrooms. The teachers will take attendance, but will continue normal activities. During an evacuate alert, all students and staff should leave the building as quickly as possible. If possible, before you leave your classroom, grab your phone, but don't spend extra time looking for it if you don't have it. Once you exit the building, find a staff member and form a group. During a lockdown external threat alert, all students and staff should lock down in their classrooms or other assigned building area, making sure you are away from external windows. Remain quiet and out of sight until you are directed otherwise by a staff member. Remember, locks, lights, out of sight. During a lockdown internal threat alert, all students and staff should lock down in their classrooms or other assigned building area, making sure that you are away from internal windows. Remain quiet and out of sight until you are directed otherwise by a staff member. If you're moving through our hallways and you hear any type of lockdown alert, you don't need to go to your classroom. Go to the first open classroom and lock down. And remember, in all lockdown situations, do not open the door for anyone until the lockdown is over. The Commons is a very vulnerable area at the high school. As a result, administrators have developed 3 separate safe spaces in the event of a lockdown. These locations are color-coded and coordinated with the tables in the Commons. If you're sitting at a table with a green label, your safe space is the JCPA. You will enter the JCPA through the main entrance using both sides of the entrance. Once you enter the JCPA, keep moving forward so that everyone can enter the JCPA. If you're sitting at a table with a yellow label, your safe space is also in the JCPA, but you will enter the JCPA around the corner and down the H hallway, in the doors beside the Wall of Fame. Remember, once again, keep moving once you enter the JCPA so that everyone can get in the doors as quickly as possible. If you're sitting at a table with a red label, your safe space is the attendance office. When you hear the lockdown alert, move quickly into the attendance office area and try to move into the clinic. Remember, there's 2 doors into the attendance office. Use both of these doors to get into the attendance office. Finally, if you're sitting at a table with an orange label, your safe space is the cafeteria serving area. If you're on the senior patio, this is your safe space as well. Move quickly into the cafeteria serving area.
To loiter means to stand or wait around idly or without apparent purpose. Our experience here at JHS is that when students are loitering in the restroom, it is never a good thing. Therefore, the restrooms here at JHS are no loitering zones. You may be asked to leave the restroom if you decide to hang out instead of using it. We are asking that if you need to use the restroom, go in, do your business, and get back to where you are supposed to be. We want to maximize the time you have in class and prevent you from getting involved in any trouble.
At this very moment, toxic chemicals are endangering one of the most beautiful and fragile ecosystems on the planet. When you vape, you may be exposing your lungs to toxic chemicals. Are you polluting yourself?
Times during class and I tell her to talk to him. And it's like, oh, ew.
Vaping made my social anxieties 10 times worse. I used to be stressed about going to school and talking to new kids and stuff, but around my friends and around my family, I wasn't, that was comfortable for me. And then it became, even around those people, I had to vape. That's when the vaping cycle kicks in. It was a fake form of confidence. I felt bad about who I was before I started vaping, but after I started vaping, I felt worse about who I was becoming.
My anxiety got really bad after I started vaping, and I was never an anxious person before. I started having panic attacks. I couldn't really breathe, like my heart was beating so fast. At first, I didn't think it was addictive. I thought I was kind of stronger than it, but soon I realized it was holding kind of a power over me. I was always craving more and more, it was never enough. When I quit vaping, I had a lot more energy. I'm someone that has done it, and it's not worth the consequences that are gonna come.